Well, we are here with Amanda Jewson, who is a sleep expert, and it's all about the time change and daylight saving. Nobody is getting ready, or nobody is usually ready for it when it happens, are they?
They never are, no. And the tricky bit about this one is that although the time change, we're moving ahead.
We're springing forward.
We actually go to bed earlier. So think about it this way, you go to bed at 10.
Mm-hmm.
This week, 10 o'clock is 9. 9 becomes 10. Are you with me?
I am, but technically it becomes 11. 10 o'clock becomes 11 because we're springing forward.
On the clock only.
On the clock only, but
Yes.
our bodies think.
Exactly, and bodies hate going to bed early. So I'm here talking about my favorite products to ease into the time
Okay,
change.
this is good. So what do we have here?
So I like to talk first about a routine. Everyone says, Amanda, I can't fall asleep, or I'm really struggling sleeping. It's about time you come up with a pre-bed routine. So that can be as easy as reading a book before bed, incorporating some non-caffeinated tea, that's clear, and some aroma therapy. So things like,
This stuff is so good.
I know, it's so good. Lavender especially has calming properties. It can ease you, it can calm you, and make falling asleep a lot easier.
I actually have this one, this company for the anti-snoring.
Yeah, oh,
It works so well.
no way.
Not
I'm
to say
putting
that
that
I'm a huge snorer, but just saying.
Not that I know.
It works really, really
Okay,
well.
I need to get the name of that.
Essential oils, aromatherapy, anything
Yes.
that can ease you into being less stressed out.
That's right.
I mean, we give a routine to our kids. Why wouldn't we give a routine to ourselves?
We do this all the time. Grown-ups don't do that all the time.
Yeah.
The next thing we need to think about, the time change indicates that warmer weather is happening. Hooray.
Yay.
But this also means we need to evaluate how hot we are in a room. And I would actually say, even if it's not hot outside, evaluate the temperature in your room. You need to be sleeping in breathable cotton materials. Your sheet should be breathable cotton, light. If you are waking up several times, kind of throwing off your blanket, you are too hot, reevaluate your sleepwear.
What about people that get like night sweats?
I mean,
That's a thing.
It is a thing. So I would have a chat with your doctor. Sometimes night sweats can be normal. Other times they can indicate a health concern. If it is bothering you, if you're waking up and you're full of sweat, chat with your doctor.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
Okay.
The last thing, I have a pair of running shoes, and you're not going to wear these to bed.
That's in the routine, isn't it? I knew it. I knew there was going to be exercise involved.
No, we talked about the difficulty of people falling asleep earlier. The best way to adjust your body clock when you are making a big change is to go outside, have sun exposure on your face, lace up your favorite pair of shoes, go for a walk, and that's really going to help adjust your internal body clock and your circadian rhythm, making it easier to fall asleep.
Does it matter what time of day you do that at?
Actually, so what we want and what we found in studies is when you go outside in the sunlight during the day and you're experiencing darkness at night, you have to have the dark and you have to have the light.
Of course.
That's going to adjust everything a lot quicker.
Yeah, and it's very difficult for people like myself and Tim and Annette. We all get up very early, right? We get up when it's dark. So these time changes could be a little extra tricky for us, but we've got
100%.
lots more tips and tricks coming up right here on Morning Live, so don't go anywhere. Back with Amanda, and now we're moving things into the bedroom and what we need in our room to help adjust into a good night's sleep when we experience a time change.
That's right. So first and foremost, I love talking about where you lay your head needs to be good, like down to the mattress, the actual equipment every day needs to be tailored to you. Thankfully, we're living in the best time on the planet. Everything is adjustable. I love and recommend an adjustable pillow depending on how you sleep. So whether that's tummy, side, or back, you are going to need different support options. So I love this adjustable pillow. You can see you can open up the pillow.
That's cool.
You can adjust. If you get into it, you can take out the little nitty gritties in here to give you the correct support for your body to make sure that you are having the ultimate sleep experience.
Don't give these to your kids.
I was just going to say that. that.
Because you and I both have kids. Don't give these to your kids.
Do not tell your children that these are adjustable.
Yeah. There's no zipper.
Yeah, exactly. There's no zipper. But these are wonderful to have. You know, my husband is so sort of like cynical about these things, and this is the only thing he sleeps on. He loves it.
Really?
Yeah, it's really great.
And I think like when you buy high quality equipment, I think that's so important because people always talk about, you know, the amount of time that we spend in our bed. Because people don't necessarily think about that. You spend years in your bed. So investing in a good quality mattress, investing in good quality sheets, investing in good quality pillows, that is something we should be thinking about.
100%. And it's easy stuff. So that's one of my top favorites. The second thing I want to talk about.
Zip it up before.
Before
my children are gonna pop out anywhere, but you never know.
The second thing I want to talk about here is I keep talking about this time change is so hard on adults because we go to bed that hour earlier. And so this is a sunrise alarm clock. We're not going to be talking about its alarm clock functions though. This actually has something called a wind down function. And what this does, this clock specifically mimics the sun. It will glow bright white and then it will slowly mimic a sunset before you go to bed. I'm not even kidding. It's unbelievable.
So they have those kind of lights, and I've used them before because getting up early in the morning, you need, they're like a white light transition to expose you to sunlight.
Exactly.
This exposes you to a sunset.
It does both, but yeah, if you're having trouble winding down, if you're having trouble sort of like calming your jets, sometimes the mimicking of the sun in both ways, to wake up or to fall asleep, can really help assist in that wind down period. So it can go from anywhere for 20 to 30 minutes before bed. You can loop in that routine in there,
super cool.
and you're good to go. Yeah, I know, I love this.
Yeah, that's really neat. In a minute, you're gonna be like, yeah, and then it plays soft music, and it has a
It actually does.
Of course.
It plays bird sounds in the morning. It plays waves at night. It literally does everything. I know.
Okay,
love it.
Something else to invest in. Now, garbage bags.
I know.
I'm not sleeping in a garbage bag, am I?
This is the most like ugly thing that you could put on TV, but trust me, it's worth it. As we get into the springtime, our days are getting longer, thank goodness, but that means more light in the evening and in the morning eventually. So you want to invest in a good, solid blackout curtain. So you'll see that there's a fabric on the outside, but there's paneling, strong paneling on the inside. You want to be looking for blackout, not darkening, not just any old curtains. We're talking blackout. That's really going to reduce the morning light as well as the evening light. If you can't get your hands on this, maybe you're on a budget in these times,
garbage bags
2 layers of Costco garbage bags. I cannot tell you how many times, I mean, I walk around with these because I use them all the time at a cottage, anything, and they can be adjustable. They can, and they really work.
I bet they do.
really work.
And probably good for kids too.
100%. Yes. Now, will your neighbors have questions about you?
Maybe.
Yes, that's okay. Will you be the best rested person on your block? Also, yes.
That's a great analogy. So, my neighbors, if you're watching and if you see these, it's just because I'm trying to get a good night's sleep. I'm not doing anything suspicious. Okay, coming up, we are going to be talking about how to prep your kids' room for their best night's sleep because that's important.
Absolutely.
Now it is about getting your kids to have the best night's sleep. It's kind of one of those things when you're in an airplane, you put your oxygen mask on first and then help others. It's like, let's make sure that the parents are getting the best night's sleep, and then we're gonna help our children get through the night without waking.
100%, yes. So, you know, I always say that children didn't get the memo about time change. They don't really care what's happening on the clock. This is what I recommend for all of my families. This is called the Hatch Baby Rest. I love it for a couple of reasons, but number one, it is going to create a light signal for your child. So you can program it with your phone to go off at certain times. So you can program it any color. I always recommend warm colors like orange, red, or yellow overnight. Those are really sleep promoting colors. Anything else is a no-no. But you program it and then you can have it turn a different color when it's time to go to bed and when it's time to wake up.
Oh,
so
smart.
hopefully your children will stay in bed. Hopefully they'll go to bed early. You can use this as part of your retraining of your routine.
Well, yeah, because we had a grow clock and it would be kind of blue at nighttime. And then when the sun came up, it would turn yellow and the sun would show up. And that would kind of be the time to signal our kids to get out of bed, or that they were allowed to leave the room, or it was time to wake up.
Yeah.
But that is better because it doesn't have the blue light.
That's right. And blue light specifically does impact sleep. So it mimics the sun in our brain. Our brain says, hey, the sun is up. So if something is blue in your room, we have to cover it. Let's talk about that, actually.
I was wondering what the electrical tape was for.
So I brought some electrical tape
Kids won't
again. No. This is for what I like to call a light inventory. So this is where you would go through your room or your child's room, and you would use the electrical tape to cover any blue, green, or white lights. Now, people will say, oh, it's not a big issue. And it's not a big issue when your eyes have adjusted for the light, right? But go in there in the middle of the night after you've been sleeping. You'll go into your child's room. If you can see their whole room, it is too bright. Common culprits are humidifiers, baby monitors, sometimes grow clocks.
Alarm
if you do have a
clocks.
grow clock, alarm clocks. If you do have a grow clock, I highly recommend turning the brightness down to 0. So there's no brightness overnight. But truly, anything blue can impact your sleep. So carry this around.
What about kids that have to sleep with a light on?
That's totally fine. I would get an incandescent bulb, something orange, red, or yellow instead.
So like a night light kind of thing, because they usually have something in front of them that makes it a little bit more warm.
That's
and creates a little bit of warmth, and it's not glaring.
Yep.
Okay.
My kids sleep with this still. They sleep with a red light overnight, and they love it. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Towel. What are we doing with the towel?
I know. So this is weird. So I know I'm like the weird prop lady today. So what happens in the springtime, again, those days are longer. If you have any sort of light in your hallway, maybe you have windows, maybe you have a skylight, that light is going to shine through. Your kids, again, don't get the memo to sleep in. They say the sun is up, so am I.
Yeah.
So a couple of tricks that you can do. Number one, you can buy a little handy dandy light blocker. These are on Amazon. They're usually, they'll be called like draft busters or something.
Yeah.
They're typically purchased to stop a draft from the door.
They have a bit of weight to them.
They do. And so that you can put that right outside your child's door to block out that light. If, again, you don't want to do that, you're going to grab a big beach towel like this. You are going to open it to the side of your door, and then you're just going to roll it like this. Cheap and cheerful, just outside. And just like that.
Amazing.
Otherwise, you can find any of those kind of drop busters on Amazon or something like that. Easy peasy.
Okay, well, coming up, we're going to talk about tips on how to adjust to the time change, because whether we like it or not, it is coming up this weekend. More Morning Live just ahead. Daylight saving, it is happening this weekend. We're talking tips and tricks on how to get the best night's sleep and how to kind of ease your body, Amanda, into getting the best night's sleep. How are we doing this?
We do not like to go to bed early. Parents really struggle with this. Adults struggle with this. It's tough. So you want to make sure that you are setting a routine for yourself. You are going to set an alarm to go to bed at the same time, but you're also going to have to wake yourself up earlier in the morning to make sure that you're tired enough to go to bed.
No one's going to like doing that.
No, everyone hates me when I say that. Get up earlier. They're like, no.
Why would I want to do that?
But it really does help. Your body can be trained to fall asleep and wake up at certain times, making sure that you're consistent even on the weekends. If it's the night of the time change, go to bed. You're going out. You're living your best life. It always happens on a Saturday night, right?
Yeah, always.
So you're living your best life. I want you to set an alarm earlier than you usually would, so you feel tired enough to go to bed at that new early bedtime.
Nothing like setting an alarm on a weekend.
I know. Everyone's like turning off the TV. Ratings go down. Sorry.
Sorry. No, we're not doing this. But yeah, I mean, it's true. You got to set that alarm, and you have to kind of ease yourself into it, right? You need to give yourself a couple of days.
So, you're watching this on a Wednesday. You have ample opportunity to slowly go through this time change. So I often have clients who are children and parents want to move their 10 p.m. bedtime right down to 7. It will never happen. Your bodies don't like that. So you want to do it slowly, 15 to 20 minutes every day until you get to the time change. also waking yourself up that 15 to 20 minutes earlier in the morning. So you're easy breezy come Sunday night.
Okay, what else?
Finally, again, another thing no one's gonna like.
No one's gonna like it. I love it. You're like, and now
I'm
we've
gonna
got...
say the other thing. So we are now a work from home society. A lot of my friends work from home. All of a sudden, it's really easy to go and jump and grab a nap. You really want to nap in moderation. We're going to be tired, especially if your sleep isn't where you want it to be. Don't nap longer than an hour. If you have to absolutely nap, 25 to 30 minutes at the maximum. I know. Otherwise, you know, I keep talking about sleep drive. The way I describe it is we have a balloon in our head, and the balloon is full of sleep pressure or sleep air. The moment you nap, that balloon decreases, and it's going to take you a long time to increase that balloon. And you're going to essentially repeat the problem. You're going to have the exact same problem at night falling asleep. So make sure that you're napping in moderation, nothing longer than an hour, and it's going to really help.
Okay, now if people want to reach out to you and get some help for them kind of adjusting to a better sleep schedule, or their kids, how do they reach you?
So there's two different ways. You can go to restmybest.com, that's for our grown-ups, or babiesbestsleep.com, and that's for your children and your babies.
Okay, amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For giving us all of the tips and tricks that we're gonna need to be successful in falling asleep and staying asleep as we get into the time change next week.
Good luck, everyone.